Today's program is brought to you by OTCStockShark.com. For the latest and greatest OTC and Pink Sheets information, sign up for your account at OTCStockShark.com. Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.
In today's financial news, U.S. stocks went in and out of the black as concerns over the Eurozone ebbed, but the buying lacked conviction. Trading in a narrow range, the Dow Jones Industrial Average recently edged down 5 points, or 0.1%. Walmart stores led the measure's gains, up 2.7%, as the discount giant's first quarter earnings beat Wall Street expectations. Technology companies lagged as investors, still skittish over economic growth in Europe, shied away from riskier stocks. Intel slid 2.3%, while Cisco Systems fell 1.9% after announcing plans to acquire private design consulting firm Moto Development Group to further enhance its consumer product design capabilities. Home Depot dropped 1% after its fiscal first quarter earnings jumped 41%, and the company boosted its current year sales and earning forecast, but failed to meet investors' high hopes. The Nasdaq Composite dropped 0.6%, while the S&P share index slipped 0.5%. The technology sector led the index's declines, while credit card issuers continued to weaken in the wake of legislation that advanced in the U.S. Senate last week that would allow retailers more leverage in negotiating with credit card firms and banks over transaction fees.
In U.S. news, the Supreme Court has ruled that teenagers may not be locked up for life without chance of parole if they haven't killed anyone. By a 5-4 vote, the court says the Constitution requires that young people serving life sentences must at least be considered for release. The court ruled in the case of Terrence Graham, who was implicated in armed robberies when he was 16 and 17. Graham, now 22, is in prison in Florida, which holds more than 70% of juvenile defendants locked up for life for crimes other than homicide. Chief Justice John Roberts agreed with Kennedy and the court's 4 liberal justices about Graham, but Roberts did not join the majority opinion as it applies to all young offenders who are locked up for crimes other than murder. Life sentences with no chance of parole are rare and harsh for juveniles tried as adults and convicted of crimes less serious than killing, although roughly 36 states allow for the possibility of such prison terms. Just over 100 prison inmates in the United States are serving those terms, according to data compiled by opponents of the sentences. Those inmates are in Florida and 7 other states, according to a Florida State University study. More than 2,000 other juveniles are serving life without parole for killing someone. Their sentences are not affected by the decision. Kennedy wrote the Supreme Court opinion in 2005 that rolled out the death penalty for people under 18, judging them less responsible than adults. An expert in sentencing law said the outcome is likely to pose challenges to judges and lawyers in cases of young offenders. For example, are extremely long sentences of 35 years to 40 years that offer no chance at parole before release constitutional? In November, the justices heard arguments in 2 cases. The other involved Joe Sullivan, also of Florida, who was sent away for life for raping an elderly woman when he was 13. The court did not issue an opinion in Sullivan's case, but he will benefit from the Graham ruling.
In today's international news, the United States, Russia, China, and other key nations have reached an agreement on a strong Iran sanctions resolution. Speaking before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Hillary Clinton said the United States has been working closely with its international partners on a resolution to present the United Nations Security Council. Clinton said they forged a strong draft with the cooperation of Russia and China, the 2 countries that have been reluctant to impose strong sanctions on Iran for its nuclear program. They plan to circulate the draft resolution to the entire Security Council, said Clinton, who made the remarks before she began testifying about START. The U.S.-Russian Treaty on Nuclear Arms, the P5+1, compromises the 5 permanent members of the Security Council, the United States, China, Russia, France, Britain, and Germany. The group has been concerned that Iran intends to develop nuclear weapons. Iran has denied that claim, saying it wants to develop nuclear power for peaceful purposes.
In entertainment news, for American skiing champion Lindsey Vonn, hurdling 85 miles an hour down an icy slope is nowhere near as nerve-wracking as making her acting debut in her favorite television show, Law & Order. Vonn, who won a gold medal in downhill skiing and a bronze in Super G at the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver, was delighted to be invited to make a guest appearance on the NBC crime drama that she has watched since she was a child. Vonn has suffered a list of skiing injuries, but she said it was scarier to take on the role of an office assistant called Alicia, who has a vital clue in a case involving a terrorist. She stars in the show's 20th finale that airs May 24th. It was as Vonn was celebrating her Olympic success that she received a call from the executive producer of Law & Order asking if she was interested in a guest role. She jumped at the chance, saying she'd have played a corpse if asked. She has appeared in commercials before but never acted. Despite her nerves, Vaughn said she really enjoyed her acting experience, but her focus for the time being was skiing. She has knocked back a request to appear on Dancing with the Stars as it clashes with the World Cup. For now, it is back to the gym 6 days a week with training 6 hours a day. Vaughn starts snow training in August in New Zealand.
Think you're too busy to work out? Think again. Now there's the Ab Circle Pro, the fastest, easiest way to lose those love handles and get the sexy sculpted body you've always wanted.
The secret is the Ab Circle Pro combines cardio and abs to burn fat, while its unique friction-free track uses the momentum of gravity to target your entire midsection in a full circular motion, firing your core like no other machine has ever done. Best of all, it's fun and easy and takes just 3 minutes a day. And now, through this exclusive TV offer, the Ab Circle Pro can be yours to try in your home for 30 days for just $14.95. And if you call within the next 10 minutes, we'll send you Jennifer Nicole Lee's complete Lose Your Love Handle system, which includes our 3-minute express workout and nutritional guide, absolutely free.
Call 1-800-310-1646 to try Ab Circle Pro for $14.95 plus shipping with credit card order. Call now for a free upgrade to priority processing. That's 1-800-310-1646.
In today's tech news, Microsoft is unveiling a major upgrade to Hotmail this summer in an attempt to become the top webmail provider in the U.S. by outdoing the innovations that Google's Gmail brought to the online inbox. Now nearly 15 years old, Hotmail serves more users worldwide than any other online email service, with 360 million users worldwide. Despite reports to the contrary, email isn't going away anytime soon, Microsoft said, noting that even avid users of social media services check their email more often than other users, and Hotmail users share 1.5 billion photos a month. But a year ago, the Hotmail team looked around and realized that Hotmail was lacking features, particularly in comparison to Gmail, which remains the third place among webmail providers. So now Microsoft wants to make email simpler, automatically divvying up emails into convenient categories such as emails from contacts, ones from email lists, ones from social media services, ones with photos, and others with Office documents, and more. Starting in July or August, users will encounter a first screen that is an overview of new messages, sorted into categories with emails from known contacts on the top heap, updates from services like Facebook or Twitter at the bottom, and a bar at the top that lets you send status message updates to whatever online service you'd like.
In health news, children exposed to pesticides known as organophosphates could have a higher risk of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. Researchers tracked the pesticides breakdown products in kids' urine and found those with high levels were almost twice as likely to develop ADHD as those with undetectable levels. The findings are based on data from the general U.S. population, meaning that exposure to the pesticides could be harmful even at levels commonly found in children's environment. Organophosphates were originally developed for chemical warfare, and they are known to be toxic to the nervous system. There are about 40 organophosphate pesticides registered in the U.S. The compounds have been linked to behavioral symptoms common to ADHD, for instance, impulsivity and attention problems, but exactly how it is linked isn't fully understood. Although the researchers have no way to determine the source of the breakdown products they found, and the most likely culprits were pesticides and insecticides used on produce and indoors, the researchers' sample included almost 2,000 children between 8 and 15 years old. They interviewed the children's mothers and found that about 1 in 10 met the criteria for ADHD, which jives with estimates about the general population. After accounting for factors such as gender, age, and race, they found the odds of having ADHD rose with the level of pesticide breakdown products. Researchers emphasize that more studies are needed, especially following exposure levels over time, before contemplating a ban on the pesticides. Still, parents need to be aware of what insecticides they are using around the house and to wash produce.
Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.